Hello everyone, welcome back to the Waffle Ballin' channel. Today we are going to rank all 32 of the starting quarterbacks, plus a few extra ones in here as we prepare for the start of the NFL season in a couple weeks. So let's just hop right into this. We got a lot of guys to rank here.
Yeah, let's talk about the tier list here. So we're starting off with the MVP caliber QBs. You know who they are.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, of course. But yeah, after that we got franchise QBs. They're pretty good QBs. We got serviceable. They're okay QBs.
They do the job.
Yeah, and then we got mid, which I mean is self-explanatory.
Yeah.
They're mid. You got ass. Mega ass, and then the graveyard, which is like
These are the guys whose careers are basically done. Like it's over for these guys.
They should
XFL MVP type players.
hang it up.
Yeah.
Hang it up. All right. So
speaking of which, it looks like the first guy we have here on the tier list is Anthony Richardson. Now, it was recently announced that he will be the backup quarterback starting this year. Daniel Jones will be the starter, which never a good sign when he's the starting quarterback for the team. Richardson, I liked him a lot as a prospect. I was very high on him, but he's just been so disappointing. I mean, he just doesn't have the fundamentals, and he's athletic, he has the talent, he's got the deep ball, but for him, I think a lot of the stuff, it's just a lack of playing time, a lack of experience. I feel like, I think his career is done.
put him in the graveyard, bro.
Yeah.
Get out. Okay. Aaron Rodgers, bro. I mean, probably a presidential candidate in the next couple of years. But at the Pittsburgh Steelers, what do you think?
So, I mean, Rodgers obviously last year was kind of a disaster with the Jets, but his numbers weren't too bad. He wasn't awful for them. I don't know. I mean, it's been a while since Rodgers had. I mean, he had that MVP season 2021.
Yeah.
And then 2022, kind of a mid-year with the Packers. Obviously, tore the Achilles. His first year with the Jets, and then last year wasn't great.
No.
But I feel like he's definitely not one of the worst QBs in the league. There's definitely far worse guys.
See, I wouldn't go as far to put him in mid, but I think maybe ass.
Yeah.
He's not like mega ass, but like I feel like he's kind of near the bottom of the barrel of QBs. If not bottom,
I think
bottom of mid or top of ass.
Let's put him in the top of ass for now. We could always change it later.
Top of ass. I mean, he'll probably end up being a better presidential candidate than he is currently a football player. But I mean, next up we got Baker Mayfield. I'm pretty high on him. I wouldn't be like a crazy QB, but he'll get the job done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's coming off his best season by far last year. One of the most efficient players in the league. I don't know. It's tough with Baker because he's also had a lot of stinkers within his career. He's definitely a low floor, high ceiling type of player.
They did lose Liam Cohen.
I do think, they did lose Liam Cohen. I think that is actually going to be a huge loss for them. So I do think he's going to be worse this year than he was last year for sure. I don't think he's going to repeat.
I'm also thinking that, I mean, Mike Evans might have a regression season because he's getting
older.
Chris Godwin is probably going to be out for
a
the
majority of the year. Yeah.
McMillan is out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's only literally got Ibuka, which is a pretty promising pick. And then Mike Evans, of course, and then RBs, I guess.
I mean, Bucky Irving is pretty good, so they got a solid run game. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough. I would say he's
serviceable.
I would say I'm debating between franchise QB and serviceable.
I think he's one of the better. He's probably one of the best serviceable QBs, or bottom of the bottom
I
of
agree.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say he's a. I would probably put him in serviceable because he's not like necessarily a player that you'd want to build a team around. So I wouldn't consider him a franchise QB. But
okay,
definitely the top of serviceable.
I agree. Next up, Bo Nix. I mean, rookie from last year, Denver Broncos QB. He wasn't bad. I thought he was actually pretty good. He was one of the better QBs out of the rookies.
Yeah, other than Jaden Daniels, he was definitely the best. But
I don't really know.
It's tough. I'm kind of conflicted because obviously he was very good last year as a rookie, brought the Broncos to the playoffs, but I'm not the biggest fan of him. I don't think he's a very talented player. I don't think his arm strength is that great. I mean, a lot of what he did was kind of checkdowns and slants, which is fine. I mean, it gets the job done, but he's not necessarily one of the. I don't think he's a top QB at all. I think, in my opinion, I think serviceable as well.
Would you put him at the bottom?
I put him below Baker, yeah.
Yeah, you like the bottom of serviceable? Or?
For now, yeah.
Okay. Next up, Brock Purdy. I mean, he's a good QB. I mean, solid QB, but the 49ers are, as a team, they're cooked.
Yeah, I mean, they're very old. They have a lot of injuries. I like Brock Purdy a lot.
I like Brock Purdy.
I'm thinking franchise QB. I'm not gonna lie. I think he'd be the bottom of franchise QB, but I think he is a franchise QB because
that's fair.
And maybe the tier is kind of throwing it off because I mean, like the franchise QB tier, but I think he's definitely a franchise QB in my opinion. I don't think he's one of the better ones, but he's definitely a franchise QB.
Interesting. I'm not really too sure. To be honest, Brock Purdy's like, I don't know. Maybe, I agree. I if you put him in franchise QB, I'd agree.
Maybe we should change the tier name from franchise QB to something else because I feel like it's kind of because like Bo Nix would be a franchise QB, but I wouldn't like.
What should we?
Maybe like Pro Bowler or something like that.
Playoff contender.
Sure. I mean, I just think I think the franchise QB tier is kind of throwing me off.
Do Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
All right, and then keep it serviceable.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, where would you put him?
I'd put Brock Purdy in the Pro Bowler category because I think he's better than. It's very close between him and Baker, but I'd rather have Brock Purdy. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Next up, Bryce Young. I think he'll have a better season than his past 2 seasons that he's had. He's got Ted McMillan, of course, that crazy good wide receiver prospect. He's fucking massive, so just chuck it down there. It'd be someone down there. They did upgrade their O-line, I think, so he's not going to get sacked as much. And he looked good last year. At the end of last year, he looked pretty good.
He had his moments at the end of last year. Definitely a lot of improvement from his rookie season, which was ass. I would say, I do like Bryce Young a lot. I think he still has a lot of room to grow. I wouldn't say, like, as of right now, he's one of the top QBs in the NFL, but I could see it in the future. I don't think it's crazy to say that.
Where'd you rank him?
I'd probably put him below Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix has had a better season last year, but I think he's kind of in the same realm.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
CJ Stroud up next. Again, another... I don't know. It's a tough one because his numbers aren't the best. The Texans' passing game has actually been one of the least efficient in the league. But him himself, he's a winner. He came into the Texans when they were one of the worst teams in the league and brought them to the playoffs. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that I'd rather have than CJ Stroud. But he doesn't necessarily have like the counting stats or the numbers that some of the top guys have. But
his rookie year was very good, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, like, last year was okay. It wasn't, like, a crazy season by any means, but his rookie year season was very, very good. I mean, of course, like, they went to the playoffs. I think he's been kind of limited due to injuries around him. The O-line is, terrible. I think, one of the worst O-lines in the league, so it's not helping him out.
They don't have a good run game either.
Nick Chubb is the RB1.
And I do think they did fire their offensive coordinator, which I do think will help because I think he was pretty terrible. He was a run-first guy, even though they have arguably one of the worst run games in the entire league. So if they can air the ball out this season, I think he's going to see a lot better numbers. I think he'll probably have his career best year this year. I would put him in the Pro Bowler. I think I'd put him above Brock Purdy. I don't think he's quite that MVP level.
No.
You bet, yeah.
Brock Purdy. Next up, the number 1 draft pick for this year, Cam Ward. I'm actually pretty high on this guy. I really do like Cam Ward. I think he's a hard worker. He gets up at 4:30 every morning, to come to practice. He calls the Titans the best receiving corps in the league. So I mean, I think Calvin Ridley will have a crazy season with them.
Yeah.
To be fair, the rest of the team is pretty buns. Tony Pollard is the RB1 there. That's after that. That's it. That's all they have.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I think he's a good QB. I think he's a solid. He's been looking pretty good in preseason. I don't really know. Where would you rank him? there's not really a lot to go off of.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really. It's tough to rank this guy because he's obviously never played. I think probably just throw him in mid for now, and then because you can't say he's good or bad. I feel
there's no you just have college to work with.
Mm.
Next up, I mean, a guy who's spent 1 year in the NFL. He's had his flashes, and then he's had his mega ass moments.
Yeah.
What do you think of Caleb Williams here?
I'm gonna be honest. Last year was kind of a disaster for him. It was maybe not a disaster. I think that's a little harsh, but it was a very disappointing season. He was obviously the number 1 pick. He was hyped up as being one of the best draft prospects ever, and he came into a Bears situation that, at least on paper, was actually really good. They had a really good receiving core, and it was pretty bad. I think they finished 5-12 last year.
It was not good.
Yeah, and him himself, he threw a lot of interceptions. He didn't really make too many great plays. I felt like most of his success came from like checkdowns and kind of dumping it off to the tight end, which anyone can do that. So I don't really rate him that highly for that. Caleb Williams has a lot of potential. I still think he can meet those expectations that he had going into the draft, but I think based on what we saw, I think he has to be ass. I'd probably put him in the... I don't think he's mega ass, but I put him in the ass tier.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I would say to defend him is that O-line was atrocious last year, and this year, the Bears are like one of the most improved teams
on paper.
Yeah. I mean, I think they got Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
They got rid of, Keenan Allen's gone, but they replaced him with another receiver, Luther Burden.
They got a new tight end as well, so
they are upgraded. The offense is pretty upgraded, but I'd agree with you for now.
Based on what we've seen, I think he has to go ass.
He has a ceiling. He has a pretty good ceiling, but from what we've seen so far, he has not been that guy.
Yeah, I agree. I'd probably put him below Rodgers as well. I think Rodgers had a better season last year than Caleb Williams did.
The next one.
Here's the thing. The new starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, Daniel Jones. I mean, look, he's athletic. He can make plays with his feet. So there is that. He does have a little bit of a floor, so I can kind of see why the Colts chose him over Richardson. I think it gives him a little bit higher of a baseline to work off of. But, yeah, I mean, he's been in the league for... 5-ish years, 6 years. He's mega ass. I mean,
the Colts QB situation is like one of the worst in the NFL. Probably the Saints are probably behind him.
Maybe the Browns, depending on how you feel about Shador, but it's not. It's
bottom 3 QB situation right there. So that's mega ass. Next up, Drake May. I thought Drake May was good. He was okay. He was good last year. He had some flashes where he was pretty good, and then other flashes when he was pretty mid. But I do like Drake May. I think that he will be better this year.
Yeah, I liked him. I would say, obviously, Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix were the 2 best rookies last year. And then I feel like probably Drake May was probably 3rd in my opinion, because he actually showed a lot of promise. I think he actually, in my opinion, he has the highest potential out of all those QBs. But, I mean, I guess to be fair to Caleb, we rated Caleb Williams an ass based on what we saw last year, even though I think he has a lot of potential. I think he's very talented. So I don't think it's fair, I guess, to rate Drake May highly then based on his potential.
Yeah.
But I do think Drake May was a lot better than Caleb Williams was last year. So
would you put him above Rodgers?
I would put him in mid.
Okay.
I think he was mid. Based on what we've seen, he was mid. But
I like it.
If I was ranking, if I was projecting how they're going to do next year, I'd probably put him in serviceable.
Yeah, I think the entire situation in New England is much better.
Better.
I mean, they got Stephon Diggs. I mean,
Mike Vrabel too is going to be, I think, the best coach in the NFL this year.
Yeah, you won't really have Ramondre Stevenson fumbling every other play.
You running back as well.
Yeah, Trevion Henderson.
It's not the best situation offensively, but it's definitely
it's better than it was last year.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'd put him behind Cam Ward.
I would put him above Cam Ward.
Really? I mean, he does have experience, I guess.
I'd rather have Drake May than Cam Ward, too, just straight up.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
So moving on to Dak, maybe the more controversial one here, Dak Prescott, who depending on who you ask, some people say he's ass. Some people say he's one of the best QBs in the league.
I think he's serviceable.
Really? I was gonna say I lean more towards he's one of the better QBs in the league. Honestly, it's been a while. He has missed a lot of time with injuries recently, but I mean, last season he was healthy. He finished second for MVP. I want to say, or he was up there.
Second for MVP?
I'm pretty sure the year that Lamar won it 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure he was second or third, maybe behind McCaffrey and maybe Brock Purdy. But he was in that conversation for sure. He was up there because his passing numbers are great. Obviously, with the Cowboys, he's some people say he's a stat merchant, and I do kind of agree. I think he gets a lot of garbage time stats, and he gets a lot of passing yards because the Cowboys' defense sucks and they're losing a lot. So, but I mean, to be fair, he does get those yards. Like, he's good enough to be able to get those stats. So I don't think it's like something you could completely hold against him. I would say he's definitely in that Pro Bowler category, in my opinion. Because
would you put him behind Purdy, or
I would put him above Purdy, to be honest.
And Stroud, or
I put him between the two.
Okay,
I would say I think Stroud's a little bit better.
I can see that. I can see that.
But I do think he's kind of in that probably 10 to 12 range.
Yeah. Okay.
Of quarterbacks.
Okay. Next up, Geno Smith. I mean, he's on the Raiders now. I mean, last year he had an okay season with the Seahawks. Seahawks were mediocre. They weren't that crazy. They were okay.
They went 9-8 or 8-9 last year.
Yeah, it's finished like right in the middle.
Yeah,
I feel like their offense was a lot stalled out. But he's back with Pete Carroll. And then in the Raiders, which I mean, he does have receiving options at least. Jacoby Myers, Jack Beck, and then the Raiders' offense is vastly improved from what it was last year. Which, I mean, it's like not really anything to go off of. But what do you think of him?
Yeah, it's tough for Geno as well. His analytics and kind of his advanced stats, I know he's kind of an analytical darling. I think PFF ranked him as the 10th best quarterback going into this year, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. But I do think he is good. He's definitely an above average, maybe average, slightly above average QB is kind of where I think he ranks. I would probably put him serviceable.
Bottom of serviceable, or what are you thinking?
Definitely below Baker.
Bo Nix?
I'd probably put him above Bo Nix because I think he's more talented than Bo Nix. He has a really good deep ball. Bo Nix might be a better decision maker, but I think he can't do what Geno does.
Okay.
So I'd probably put him above Bo Nix.
I agree. Yeah, I think Geno he's a good player.
He is
like
good,
him. Yeah. Next up, Josh Allen. I mean,
yeah,
no introduction needed.
Yeah, I think we just
these next three guys I don't think really have that much to talk about.
I mean,
at least for Josh Allen.
I think the only debate is where he fits. He's definitely a top 3 quarterback, Josh Allen.
I think MVP contender.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, just throw him in there.
Just throw him in there. We'll decide when we get the other contenders where he ranks, but
I think we can do the same here for Joe Burrow as well. I do think. I mean, we could talk about this once we get to the other guys, but he's definitely MVP level.
Yeah.
So we could.
We'll just toss him in here for now.
Yeah, toss him in MVP for now.
Yeah. The one thing I'm very concerned about though is that O-line. He still drops crazy numbers even with that shitty ass O-line, but
again, that's not really necessarily on him though.
Yeah.
That he has a bad O-line.
Yeah. Next up, Jane Daniels. Very star performer from last year,
right.
One of the best QBs in the league. I know you were talking about him possibly having a sophomore year slump. What are your thoughts about that?
I do think that obviously he set the bar so high with his rookie year that I do think it's going to be hard to surpass it going into year 2, especially with the Commanders team that I'm actually not that high on, especially with the McLaurin situation. He's obviously one of the better QBs in the league. I don't quite think he's MVP caliber, though.
I think he's top of Pro Bowl.
I agree. I put him over Stroud.
Yeah. I really do like Jane Daniels, but the entire situation that's going on in Washington, I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah, and his playoff run, taking them to the NFC Championship last year, it was huge. Kind of reminded me of Joe Burrow a couple years ago when he took the Bengals to the Super Bowl. But I think he's not quite at that. He's close, but I don't think he's on that same level as some of those MVP guys.
Okay, I agree. Next up, we got Anakin Skywalker, Jackson Dart. What do you think about him? New York Giants QB. He's looked very good in preseason. I have to say.
I haven't
watched. Russ have been cooking.
I saw the Russ highlights. I haven't seen too much from Jackson Dart, but I thought he was fine coming into the draft. I was kind of surprised he went in the first round. I thought he would be a second round guy. So I do think the Giants did overdraft him, in my opinion. But I do think he could be pretty solid. That's my phone. I do think he could be pretty solid because the Giants situation, it's not the worst in the world. Like, I do think it's definitely there's definitely worse situations that a rookie QB could walk into. So I do see him potentially being okay his rookie year, although he probably won't play very much because I think Russ will be the starter initially, and depending on how well he does, Russ could start for the majority of the year. So I don't know. Again, I think like Cam Ward, I think we can just throw him in mid for now. I put him below Cam Ward because obviously Cam Ward was a higher prospect, but we'll have to see on these guys.
Next one, bro. I mean, Joe Flacco, the first of the Browns QBs here. I mean, I'm not sure if Dylan Gabriel's on this list, but
I don't think he is.
But I mean, Joe Flacco, I think he's the starter for Week 1.
Yes. I think so. Yeah.
I mean, he's a veteran. You know, this guy's old as fuck. I mean, but he can air the ball out at least. Like, we know he can air the ball out a lot. You can get those deep balls. It'll be probably the games will probably end up being like 35, like 30, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this dude, I love Joe Flacco because he just slings the ball. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about where the he'll
50 passing attempts.
It's like Jameis Winston, in a way, like the 30 for 30 type season. But yeah, I mean, it's tough because. No, it's not tough. He's mega ass. He's mega ass. I don't think he's. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't put him in the graveyard because I do think there's a little bit that you can get out of him. And honestly, he's better than Daniel Jones.
I would put him above.
I think I'd rather have Joe Flacco, to be honest. So I'd probably put him above Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns QB room is in shambles right now. Next up, Justin Fields. Probably the starter for the Jets. I think he is. Yeah. I think that's a good move for him.
Yeah.
Because I think, in a way, I think he's an upgrade from Rodgers because he can actually run the ball.
He might, yeah. I feel like the Jets are going to be a lot more run heavy this year. So it's...
See, I feel like, who was the receiver? It was probably DJ Moore, I think, in the Bears when Justin Fields was still there.
Yeah.
DJ Moore they were dropping good numbers together. Like, I think if you can get a connection with Garrett Wilson, I think that he could actually be a pretty decent QB in a way, not like a crazy QB.
Yeah, and he had his moments too with the Steelers, but he did get replaced with Wilson, who actually was better than him last year. So, I don't know. I've never been high on Justin Fields, but again, I don't think he's like the worst quarterback in the league. There's definitely worse options, like,
the bottom 3 right there.
So I'd put him an ass, in my opinion.
Where would you rank him an ass, though?
I'd put him
above Aaron Rodgers?
No, I think I'd put him below Williams, yeah. I'd put him at the bottom of ass. Okay. Because the thing is, like, the Steelers chose Rodgers over Fields. Like, they could have kept Fields if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So I think it wouldn't really make sense logically if he'd be over Rodgers.
Okay. Next up, Jared Goff. I mean, the Lions, of course, being one of the best teams in the league for the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, Jared Goff's been very good. I don't really have too much to say about him. I think he's a pretty good QB. He's a decent QB. He can get the job done.
He's very similar to Baker in my mind, where he's had ups and downs in his career, but he's very overall solid, at least in recent times. I guess the question is he better or worse than Baker? Probably, based on last year, probably below Baker.
I was going to say he's better than Geno, but...
Yeah, I think maybe between Baker and Geno.
I would rather take Baker.
Yeah, I think I would too at this point. But I think Jared Goff he's a very good quarterback. Yeah. But yeah.
Next up, Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl winning QB right there. The Aura Farmer. I love Jalen Hurts. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's a great QB.
I think one of the most likable players in the league, easily.
Yeah.
I do think he is getting a little bit slightly overrated, and it makes sense because he's coming off of that Super Bowl win.
I think he was Super Bowl MVP as well.
Yeah. But I don't think he's necessarily
MVP.
Yeah, I don't think he's on the same level as like Allen or Lamar or Mahomes or Burrow.
I think he's the number one in Pro Bowl.
I agree. I wouldn't be shocked if Hurts takes that jump. And I mean, to be fair to him, Hurts a couple years ago was second in MVP. But
yeah.
So I guess it's maybe not that crazy to put him in there, but I wouldn't, because their offense, their best player on offense is Saquon Barkley, and their passing game, while it's pretty good, a lot of that comes to the receivers, and I think they face more man coverage than any team in the league because they have Saquon. So he's not necessarily making the most difficult passes or throwing into the tightest coverages. So a lot of what he does, at least in the passing game, isn't the most impressive. Probably the best, besides Lamar, I'd say best mobile QB. Maybe if you actually really wanted to, because of the tush push and the advantage that adds, you could say he's arguably the best running QB or rushing QB. But I think, it's tough.
He can make that MVP caliber jump, but
I wouldn't. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. I wouldn't be shocked if he's in that discussion this year, but as of right now, I think top of Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
makes
the best
sense.
best of that
non.
Team, Next up, Justin Herbert. You glaze him a lot.
I do love Justin Herbert.
What do you think about Justin Herbert?
Yeah, I think Herbert, again, I know he's kind of, the meme is kind of like the if, he's like the hypothetical GOAT, but I like Justin Herbert a lot. Doesn't have the playoff success, obviously, which holds him back, but he's had really good seasons with the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers they were projected to be one of the worst teams in the league last year, and they went 11-6 and made the playoffs. And yes, Herbert had that stinker against the Texans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was really good. I think he only had 3 interceptions all regular season. He was one of the most accurate, efficient quarterbacks in the NFL.
I agree.
And he's had some really good passing seasons. I think it was 2021 was his best year. I think he had 4,000 or plus yards, and I don't remember how many touchdowns. But that was by far his best year, and that was honestly an MVP caliber season. Those stats. So I do like Herbert a lot. But he just doesn't have the resume that puts him in that MVP caliber.
I think what kind of drops him is that he's been with the receivers that he's been playing with before Ladd came. Mm-hmm. I mean, Quentin Johnson, we know him.
Trash.
Joshua Palmer was not that. He was not great either. I forgot who the third guy was. There was another guy in that was really bad. So their receiving room has been pretty bad, in my opinion. Mm. Other than Keenan Allen when he played with Justin Herbert.
But Keenan Allen's
washed this year. But Keenan Allen was their best receiver, in that, what was that, 2 years or 3 years ago. But yeah, he's got very mid receivers. So I think with Ladd, he can take a step up, I think, in my opinion.
And I think if we're taking these tiers also in a literal sense, I don't think he's really going to be in the MVP discussion, even if he has a great year, because the Chargers are such a run-heavy team with Harbaugh that I don't think he'll have the counting stats to put him in there anyway, unless the Chargers are the best team in the league and he puts up great numbers. But I don't think that's really likely. So I don't think he's definitely not an MVP tier in my opinion. But I guess in terms of where he slots in, he's definitely in that Pro Bowler tier.
Where would you put him? I'd put him behind CJ at least.
Really?
I'd put him behind CJ.
Really? Okay, I think we might disagree here. Because I was going to say, I was debating putting him at the top, but I'd probably put him below Hurts, for sure.
Really?
Honestly, I think I'd rather have Herbert.
Over Jay Daniels?
I think I would, honestly. I think he's a better player. Just talent-wise, I think Herbert's better. But
See, I hope, if you ask me, I'd put it in between that CJ and Dak.
Okay. I mean, we could slide him in for now, because I think at the end we'll come back and look over it all real quick.
We'll toss him right here.
Sure.
Okay. Next up, JJ McCarthy. He was injured all last year.
I mean, he's basically a rookie.
I think he's going to be buns this year, not going to lie.
I mean, it's again. I mean, Sam Darnold was really great with the Vikings. Not great, but he was above average with the Vikings last year. So again, it's a great situation for a quarterback to be walking into. I mean, you have Jefferson, the best receiver in the league. I guess Addison is suspended, but he will be back. That's one of the best receiving duos.
Yeah, it's all Joe Naylor.
Good coaching staff, good offense, solid running game. Like it's a really good situation for a new QB to be walking into. But again, we don't really know.
There's not really too much to build off of.
I wasn't very high. I thought taking him, I think it was 10th overall. I think it was when they took him, was a terrible pick. I think it was way too early for him. But I think kind of treat him as a rookie and just throw him in mid. Because it's tough to rate him. Probably, would you rather have him or Jackson Dart, I guess is the question.
Jackson Dart.
Really?
I like Jackson Dart more.
Interesting. I would have put him above Jackson Dart, to be honest.
Okay.
Because he was a better prospect than Jackson Dart. But
toss him in there.
Yeah.
Next up, Jordan Love.
Yeah, I mean...
I think he's good QB. I mean...
It's tough. He's coming off of a pretty bad year. He dealt with a lot of injuries and wasn't great when he played. But again, he's kind of like Herbert in that sense, where he's very talented and he has really high highs, and you can see like he's definitely capable of being that MVP level in my opinion. But he's just not there yet, and he just doesn't have the resume to back that up.
Where would you rank him?
So he's probably. It is tough.
Would you put him in Pro Bowl or serviceable?
See,
because I think he could be like the better of the serviceables.
I think that I mean, based on
I don't think he's got enough.
I would put him below Jared Goff.
Okay,
like between Goff and Geno.
I like that. I think I completely agree with you that he's a good QB. But there's not really a lot for you to kind of go off of him with, I mean, he has his moments where he looks.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's very polarizing.
That Cowboys game was really good,
and then the very next game he didn't play very well.
No.
I mean, he's I think the biggest low ceiling high.
Is he like he's like a boom bust type of guy?
Exactly. Yeah. So it is tough to rate him, but
I think this next guy's also very boom bust though.
Yeah, but I would say Jordan Love's pretty.
I think he has
significantly better.
Yeah.
Maybe not significantly, but Kyler Murray, I feel like, again, he's had flashes, but overall...
His first season was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. His first, 2 seasons actually were really good. And then he's kind of regressed since then. He's still, I would say, an above-average QB. I would say I'd say serviceable for sure.
I think I do like that he can run. His running game is one of his strongest aspects of his game. Mm-hmm. I mean, we literally saw it in that Charger or the 49ers game where I think he had like a 60-yard just rush. It was a designed run for him. The only thing with Kyler is that like sometimes I question his decision making. Sometimes he throws some pretty garbage picks. Like Kyler, I don't know if you saw this last year, but in the first half of the season, Kyler was ranked as the second best quarterback behind Lamar with passer rating and all that. And then after that, he completely fell off. Like it's like
the Call of Duty curse, bro.
Yeah, he's a very, very like boom bust guy. Like through the season, like I mean, he'll drop you like a crazy game where you're like, this guy's our franchise QB because I'm a Cardinals fan, and then the next game he'll be like, you drop a stinker with like 90 yards and 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love Kyler, but I think serviceable.
I would probably put.
I think he's better than Bo Nix.
I'd put him above Geno, I guess. I'd put him between Love and Geno.
I'd put him there. I like that.
Because I guess I'd rather have Kyler than Geno, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kenny Pickett is next up.
What team is he on?
The Browns. He's another one of those Browns quarterbacks.
Was that Kenny Pickett last year when he was on the Eagles and he had that like weird fake throw that like took himself out?
Yep. To be fair, he is Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett. He did take the knee in the Super Bowl. He did finish that game out, so he did actually play in the game.
Final left.
Yeah, but he's going in mega ass. And to be honest, I put him below. I mean, I think he's the backup right now, or at least QB2 on the depth chart. So I put him below Flacco, honestly.
Oh my god, bro.
Honestly, low key, I put him below Jones as well. I think I'd rather have Daniel Jones. Because Daniel Jones at least has a little bit of something that he can give. Kenny Pickett's terrible. I mean, no offense, but...
Okay. He was on the Steelers before the Eagles too, right?
Yes, he was a starter there, and he was really bad, so, yeah.
Next up, Lamar, another player that does not need an introduction. I mean,
think just
immediately toss him into MVP.
I think we'll sort the MVP at the end, so...
Yeah. Michael Penix Jr. I mean, I love Michael Penix, bro. Michael Penix will drop his penis on you. I think he'll have a good season this year.
I agree. He was very limited last year in terms of the games he played, but he was pretty solid. Like, there's a lot to be optimistic about when it comes to Penix. He's obviously a lot older, so he's more experienced in a lot of these rookies.
Yeah,
so.
That Washington game, the Washington-Atlanta game, that went to overtime. It was literally touchdown. I really loved.
Yeah, even Kyle Pitts scored, dude. That was crazy.
Yeah, I think he's going into a very good situation. I think Atlanta low-key has a very good situation going on there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have great O-line. Bijan, Tyler Algier, and then your two receivers are Drake London and Darnell Mooney, which is pretty good. And then you have the GOAT Kyle Pitts there also. So
yeah, I mean,
I
saw a hot take on Twitter that was Michael Penix Jr. is going to win MVP this season, which I don't know. That's a little bit too bold for me, but I think a better take is that Michael Penix Jr. will be a top 10 QB next year, and the Falcons will win the NFC South. That's a good hot take right there. Little bonus for you guys.
I can see that.
But okay, based on though for this ranking, I would put him in. I'd put him in serviceable. I'd put him at the bottom, but he'd be in serviceable.
Behind Bryce Young. I think for now, from what we've seen from Bryce Young, Bryce Young would be better.
Okay, yeah. So I guess very bottom of serviceable, but he's definitely above mid.
He has potential.
He's proven himself more than these the guys in mid. So yeah.
Next up, Matthew Stafford. He has been having some back injury problems, but as a QB, Matthew Stafford is a very good QB. I mean, this guy won the Super Bowl. I think he's a very, very solid QB.
Yeah, I agree. Outside of the MVP guys, I think he's probably arguably the best. It depends on if you'd rather have Hurts or Stafford, I guess. But he's definitely the top of Pro Bowl, in my opinion.
Where would you rank? I think Hurts would be above him, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I guess maybe between Hurts and Daniels.
Yeah.
I think is fair.
Stafford,
because he is a top 5 or 6 QB.
I think, if he's injured for the Rams, then the Rams are absolutely finished.
Jimmy G is not doing anything.
Stetson Bennett. I think there's a guy named Riley Dresser or something on that team.
Ooh.
It's not great.
Might as well put me out there at quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, Mahomes, let's just throw him an MVP. We'll table that discussion.
Yeah, toss him in there.
Russ.
I think Russ is good. He's a solid QB. He has flashes. I mean, I think he's well past his prime. He's fully Unk status now, but mid.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson. So I think it would
really.
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, he had a better season last year for sure.
Okay.
So it's tough. I mean, if we put him in mid, I think we'd have to move Rodgers up because I think Rodgers has to be ahead of him, at least in my opinion. So I think, yeah. And I mean, Russ is okay, but I'd still say he is a below average QB.
Yeah.
So I'd probably put him in ass. Probably between Caleb and Rodgers.
I'd put him there too.
Okay.
Sam Darnold. Is he on the Seahawks?
He's on the Seahawks. Signed a huge contract there. He was pretty good for the Vikings for most of the year. Kind of fell off at the end. Had a horrible playoff game. Lost him a lot of money, actually. But I think Sam Darnold's... I think he's the definition of mid, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. Where would you rank him on this mid roster, though?
Probably at the top, because he has proven himself. Yeah. But He's just very average, I think.
Yeah, I think he'll have an okay season. I mean, he has options there at the Seahawks.
They have an okay receiving core.
Nothing crazy.
I do think, I don't think he's going to replicate what he did with Minnesota last year.
Yeah. Next up,
Spencer Rattler. Man, he did play at the end of last year for the Saints.
I think he played a decent amount of games. He got injured, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not look great.
No, I remember I didn't watch a ton of Saints games last year, I'm not going to lie. I did watch the Packers-Saints game. I remember that.
I watched the Broncos-Saints game. It was a Thursday night game, and Spencer Rattler got absolutely railed by that defense.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler's, he's going at mega ass. Probably at the is he worse than Kenny Pickett? Probably, honestly. He
is a Super Bowl champion. So
true. That's true.
I think. Next up, Shedeur, bro. I mean, have you seen that preseason game, bro?
Here's the thing. I actually
hit that silly, bro. I think Shedeur he's the most promising out of the Browns QBs. He's better than 100%. Dylan Gabriel, better than Kenny Pickett.
I think, honestly, he's probably the best right now. I think he should honestly be starting week 1, but he obviously won't because he was a 4th rounder.
See, Shedeur, I think, is a good QB. He should not have fell to that 5th round. I mean, it was probably the NFL making a statement, like teams making a statement about him. But as an actual QB, I think he is a good QB.
He has a lot of potential. Again, he's a boomer bust type guy. But
I mean, people are ranking him and Cam Ward to be the number 1 and number 2 picks before all that stuff happened. So
I'd put him in mid with the rest of the rookies. But
I put him.
Honestly, I think he's better than Jackson Dart straight up. I think
JJ.
No, I'd put him between Dart and.
Yeah, I think he has a very, very high ceiling though.
He does. I mean, honestly, we're gonna have to wait and see. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the case with all these guys in mid besides Darnold and May, but. I think he has a lot of potential. I wouldn't be shocked if he moves up next year.
I really do like Shedeur. Next up, Trevor Lawrence, another supposed to be generational QB, but comes from a generation of kind of not very, very great Clemson QBs now. I guess Deshaun was good. Mm-hmm. Dak was good, but they're not like great. Do you think Trevor Lawrence will ever be? A great QB,
I mean, he was probably, I know I've said this a few times, but he actually was like probably the best QB prospect out of any of these guys coming into the draft. So him having the career he's had is very disappointing, even though he's not awful. He's had moments, but he definitely peaked a few years ago and it's gotten worse and worse every year. Here's the thing.
I think he'd be better this year.
Based on projections, I think I'd rank him higher, but again, I think we're doing this based on like as of right now, like what we've seen from them, and I think he has to go mid because he is just not been great in the last couple of years. He's just been average at best.
Where would you rank him in mid?
Probably. Darnold had a better year last year, so maybe below Darnold, probably above Drake May, but I think in mid.
That's fair. Next up, Tyler Shough. I don't know how you say his name. Tyler Shough. What do you think of him? The Saints are going to be the worst offense in the league.
We put all the rookie QBs in mid, so I guess to be fair to him, we should throw him in mid as well. To be honest, I'd put him in. I think he's ass. To be honest, I think that was a really bad pick. But we haven't. I guess we can't hold it against him because.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, I guess we could change that at the end, but I don't think he's very good.
I think we might have to move a couple of these rookies down a little bit, just so he kind of fits in. But I think he is the worst out of this rookie class.
I agree. Yeah.
Tua. Injuries have completely screwed him over, but he's an okay QB.
He is okay. I don't know. It's tough.
I actually really like Tua, but
you're probably higher on him than me. I was gonna say I don't really like him that much. I think this is a huge year for him. I think if he doesn't do well this year, I think they're probably gonna look to move on, especially with a really good QB class next year. Mm-hmm. And again, based on like projections, I think he's gonna be pretty ass this year. I don't think he's gonna be great.
Yeah, I think he had Tyreek and Jalen Waddle kind of in their like best moments of their career a couple years ago, which made him look very, very good. But before that, I think even Tua was not that great.
He can get the ball out quickly. He's efficient in that sense, but he's not a great pocket passer. He's not necessarily a guy that you'd want. The Dolphins were able to build around him, but he's not necessarily a quarterback that you'd want to build around. Yeah,
and then as well as the fact that he can get injured and be out for multiple weeks.
Yeah, I think to be fair to him, he has had moments. His stats aren't that bad that I think we put him in serviceable, but I think he would be maybe above Penix because he's a little bit more proven than Penix is. But I wouldn't put him much higher than that. I think Bryce Young is honestly better at this point than Tua is.
I like Tua there. He's a serviceable QB. And then last, Will Levis. I mean, this guy's gone.
Yeah, I mean, one of the funniest QBs of all time that stretched those first few weeks of the season last year was
meme potential is crazy.
All timers. But yeah, he's really bad. So
I think he's gonna have to Aura farm in the XFL soon.
Yeah, I think we put him in the graveyard. He might be. Is he worse than Richardson?
He had his moments last year.
I guess
he had his moments last year.
I mean, so did Richardson though. He had those deep balls. So I'd probably put him below Richardson because I think Richardson's got like a 1% chance of being a decent player. Zero. Yeah, I think that's fair. Those are the two guys I had in mind when we were making. Maybe honestly throwing Spencer Rattler in the graveyard as well.
The graveyard. I feel like Spencer Rattler, man. I mean, what was he, a rookie last year?
He's a rookie, second year. He was young.
Yeah. Let's give him another year before throw him down there.
I mean, to be fair, Richardson only played 1 year. Last year was his first full year as a starter.
That's fair.
Will Levis, honestly, I put Rattler with those guys in the graveyard. Because his career is cooked anyway, too. He's the backup as well.
Where do you put him?
He might be a blur. Last minute charge here for Anthony Richardson moving up.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go through
the MVPs.
Let's start. Actually, I think we should start from the bottom.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So, I mean,
the graveyard.
We just did the graveyard. What do you think about the mega ass? Do you think any of the ass should go down to the mega ass, or any of the mega ass go up?
I think the mega ass is fine. I think those three guys are the three. I guess Kenny Pickett's not a starter, but I think Flacco and Daniel Jones are probably the two worst starting QBs in the league. Maybe Tyler Show as well, but I guess we'll get to him. But yeah, I think mega ass is fine.
What ass? I think that some of the mid guys might have to come down.
I think so. I think ass is fine. To be honest, the more I think about it, I think Rodgers could move up to mid because he was decent last year. He wasn't bad.
Okay.
So I if we were to move somebody up, I think Rodgers could move up. But I think it's fine as is.
Who would you move down from mid?
So from mid, I guess for the rookies, we're going to have to take into account projections because I guess it's not very interesting if we just were to throw them all in mid. So.
Yeah, I think...
Starting with Tyler Show, what I project him to be is mega ass. I think he's in the worst situation in the NFL. I didn't like him as a prospect.
Nothing's really helping him right here.
I would probably put him in mega ass. I guess to be fair to him, I'd put him maybe top over Flacco. Maybe at the top. Because you never know.
Yeah, he could be their generational QB.
Yeah. Jackson Dart.
I think he's fine where he is.
I think it's fine.
Shedeur is fine.
I think J.J. McCarthy. I think it's fine because I think it's if I had to bet money on which of these guys is going to have the best season of those four here, I would put it on. Four? Yeah, I'd put it on McCarthy honestly.
I'd put my money on Cam Ward.
Interesting. I think Cam Ward's a better player, but I think McCarthy's situation is a lot better.
That's fair.
It's going to help him out a lot more.
That's fair.
But I think Cam Ward and McCarthy are fine. Shedeur, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he has a lot of potential to be good, but he also has a lot of potential to be really bad, I feel like. So I guess that kind of evens out. So I guess
that is mid.
Jackson Dart, I guess it's fine in mid.
I think it's fine.
I guess it's fine. I think we could move him down to ass if we wanted to, but I'm not going to die on that hill. I think he's all right at mid.
Okay. So mid is fine, in your opinion?
I think so.
Do you think anybody from serviceable should be dropped?
We got a lot of guys in serviceable here.
These guys, to be fair, all these guys are pretty serviceable.
Yeah.
QBs.
I think, honestly, I don't think any of them should drop, but I think Baker and Goff could move up.
Okay, I was actually gonna talk about Baker going up.
Okay,
but if you throw Goff in there, I would not be opposed.
Because we have Brock Purdy and Pro Bowler, which I think is fair for him. But I think Baker and Goff are on the same level as Purdy for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I agree.
And I think honestly, there is we might need to add another tier here. The more I think about it, between
these two,
I think we could, because I think there is a divide between some of the guys in here. Like if we added a tier below this, just one, but
delete this
because
what are you thinking this is?
Maybe we rename this one the Pro Bowler, and then we can name the top one like Elite QB.
Okay.
Because I do think there is a pretty big divide between like Hurts and Purdy, for example.
Yeah. Okay.
And like Stafford and Purdy.
Yeah. Okay. So, who do you think from serviceable should go up to Pro Bowler? I think Baker and
Goff for sure. Maybe even Love as well, but I think we could keep.
Well, I think
Love
would be fine as the best serviceable.
I think that's fine.
And you drop Purdy, of course.
Purdy drops.
Do you think he'd be better than Baker?
No,
because I think Baker would be better than him.
I think that's fine then in the middle.
And then what do you think about Dak? I don't think he's elite in a sense, but I think he's the best out of the Pro Bowlers.
Okay, I mean I'm fine with that. I'd probably rank him a little bit higher, but again, I'm not like super. I'm not gonna die on that hill either. I'm not like super confident about it. So I put him above Baker though for sure.
And then what do you think about CJ and Herbert?
I think Herbert stays in the elite QB.
About CJ?
CJ Stroud can stay as well. If we're letting Herbert stay, I think it's fair to let Stroud stay.
Okay. I think the elite QBs are good.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I might say is I might move Jane Daniels above Stafford. But that's
okay. I disagree, because I think Stafford is obviously. I mean,
historically he's a better QB.
Yeah, I guess that's not fair to Daniels because he's only played 1 year. But I feel like Stafford was better last year than Jaden Daniels was, in my opinion, at least. Even though Daniels had better numbers, because I feel like what Stafford did with that Rams team, which wasn't. I guess the Commanders. I guess it's similar. Neither of those teams were projected to be too great, but I think what Stafford does in the passing game is more impressive than what Daniels can do. And I do think, like, if you told me, like, I had to pick one of these guys as my quarterback for just next year only, assuming he's healthy. I'd rather have Stafford, I think.
Interesting. Okay.
So I would.
We'll leave that.
Yeah.
And then the talk of the town, of course, MVP. What do you think these guys should rank? I mean, these are all MVP caliber. In my opinion, I think Patrick Mahomes should be last on that list.
Really?
Either Patrick or Burrow. I think Josh Allen and Lamar.
So what would your ranking be?
I think Josh Allen, Lamar, Burrow, and Mahomes. I think I would keep it the same way.
Okay. Honestly, I would go Mahomes 1, Allen 2, Lamar 3, Burrow 4.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not. I mean, Mahomes, I think, is the best quarterback in the NFL, even though he hasn't necessarily had as great of seasons recently. As
they always somehow make the Super Bowl. So
I still think he is straight up. I think he is the best quarterback. To compromise, I guess. He has to go above Burrow, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think he's pretty significantly above Burrow.
Okay.
But I'd be fine putting him at 3 because I think Allen and Lamar have been better recently than Mahomes. So I think that's fine.
Okay.
But I do think Josh Allen is better than Lamar.
Okay. That's what I was saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen, in my opinion, would be the number one. Lamar, very, very good QB.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes, number 3, I think.
I mean, Burrow is coming off of a better season for sure. So I don't think that's crazy to say that. But I think, again, like, I'd rather have Mahomes than Joe Burrow. And I do think a lot of Mahomes has to do with his situation. Like, it's not very great receiving-wise.
Yeah.
Whereas Joe Burrow probably has the best receiving core in the NFL. So I do think that does kind of make a difference in why their stats are so different. But yeah, I don't think it's crazy to put Burrow of them, but I think for this list, for a little compromise, I think that works.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this list, yeah.
I'm actually pretty happy about this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyways, I think, that's our 2025-26 QB rankings for the upcoming NFL season. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.